Alrighty, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. Hope everybody's having a great trading session. Let me just mention to everybody starting Morning Edge. Sorry, just letting everybody know in the chat room. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this, and let's talk a little bit about this morning's price action. And this is one thing I wanted to really talk about today, is that you know, you have the euro dollar breaking higher, but it's really early in the day, and we're starting to see the dollar perk up against other currencies. So I just want you to think about that too. I'm not in the camp yet that the dollar is ready to continue its sell-off. I think we have to be really careful today. Some of the things that are obviously a standout right now is you have the equity markets that, we have this potential Gartley pattern. You can see it right here. Let's take this high to the low, 127% extension, right? So I really think that right now this is possible. Okay. I really think that this is possible, that we, if we don't break higher today and we don't break through these, through this resistance, break back below this 4180 level is going to be bearish. I'll actually write all this down. I don't want to go with this being my base case for today, but I think that is the risk. So 4185, I'm going to write that down as support right now for the S&P. Resistance has to be the 42.45 level. That's it. Okay. We're going to put it on bullish right now. And I think while we, trade at least above this trend line here, we have to keep it bullish. I'm going to keep it in bullish, but what I would be worried about again is if we slip back below the support. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just put an alarm down there. One of the other things that obviously has me thinking right now is Bitcoin. I know we talked about it on the FACE webinar, but the Bitcoin is a big deal. Mike raised his hand. Mike, did you raise your hand for any particular reason, or did you have any questions or anything? I'm not sure if you I never use the hand raising function. It just popped up and I'm like, oh, is there anything I can help you with? I'm going to get back into analysis. Just let me know if there's something that you saw. All right. Bitcoin, Steve was pointing out this triangle, but for me, I'm really more concerned that, whether it's a triangle or not, I'm just more concerned that it's just trading heavy. And we can't even get over 4,000 or 40,000, excuse me. So I'm going to write that down as actually resistance today. So 40K. I'm going to write down also 42,000. I think that's also going to be resistance. And I'm putting it on bearish while we're below those levels. Or, actually I should probably write 43. Let me correct that. Okay. So 43,000, and let's mark down support. It's amazing that this is just 24 hours ago, but or roughly around there. 31,000, but 30,000 is key. And let's say Steve is right, which he could very well be. Let's say this is a triangle. That means this support comes in, let's say roughly 33,000. So Hold on really quick, guys. Got a message from Steve. Hold on. Okay. Continuing on. Let's go into FX. So here's the euro, and as you guys know, I'm a little skeptical about this being a breakout today. I know we're breaking out right now. I'm going to write down resistance to be in the 88% retracement, 122.80. And as you guys know, I've kept this on bullish because I do believe while we're above this trend line, you have to stay bullish, which is the right call. It's just, I don't know if it's sustainable here. And it's more because of, it's more because of what we're seeing in other markets. So, and understanding that it's Tuesday, stocks look a little elevated. They might come down. Some of the precious metals look like they're a little weaker. Bitcoin looks a little weaker. So you got to be a little careful. Support right now is going to be, remember, this is a rising trend line. So now support I'm going to write down is 121.50. And this is key. That has to hold for the bulls. By the way, the dollar Canadian's up near its highs of the session. So, I mean, when things like that happen, you got to go, oh man. Look at the cable. I guess the wedge didn't really matter, so let's just get rid of that for now. What matters at the moment is this big channel. That means support's going to be really key down at 140, but this is also still the 618 retracement comes in right here. So I'm going to write down 141 as being support. And because of the underperforming nature of the cable, notice how we're making lower highs here. I'm going to put it at range. I know it was a bullish yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was a bullish yesterday. Let me just double check that. Oh no, I guess we were at range yesterday. So we're going to keep it that way. 42. I'm actually going to write down 42, 142 as being resistance. Okay. Aussie. I mean, like we write the same numbers every day. 76.90, 78.20. Kiwi, RBA tonight, RBNZ, excuse me, tonight. So that means 72.75, big resistance. 71.70, big support. I'm going to just do it like this. Watch this. 71.75, big support. 72.75, big resistance. And that's probably going to break out tonight. Now, everybody's looking at the RBNZ as being potentially, more hawkish. They should talk about tapering, yada, yada, yada. But as Leon in our chat room pointed out yesterday, yeah, you got to be careful, because of China and the China risk for the RBNZ. So I think we need to be on a lookout for a breakout, and we're setting up. We are setting up. Dollar Canadian. 121.50. Actually, we'll probably write that down at 121.40. That's important. 120 is support. It's important. And we're bearish while we're below the 121.40, but really below 122. I should actually write this down too. Okay. Swissy finally hit, boom, previous resistance, current support, 89. I mean, the low is 89.30. What did we have? Whoops. We had 89.30 written down yesterday. We hit 89.30 and 0.3 of a pip and bounced. I mean, I mean, come on, guys. That's a good call. I mean, any which way you slice it. Yesterday we were trading, 89.75. I mean, that's pretty good, right? Too bad I wasn't trading it, but that just solidified the importance of 89.30. Resistance continues to be the 200-day moving average. Is it slightly moving lower, but it's really 91 cents. But we can write down 90.70. Okay. And we're going to stay bearish while we're below that 200-day moving average. US dollar, Norwegian krona. You got to watch this bad boy. This is one of those that if crude oil will start to show some weakness, support right now is 827. Resistance 842. And that is key. And while we're below that, we have to be bearish. Okay. US dollar, Mexican peso. All right. So same thing here as we have been. 1978. I mean, we should probably just write 1972, but this trend line is going to coincide with these recent highs close to. So I'm going to write down 2004. Support being 1972. And as you guys know, 2030 is like major resistance. I'm going to keep it in range. Dollar yen. Pretty important support holding. That's 108.56, 108.55. So I'm going to write that down. And you guys know resistance is at 109.65. That's the 618 retracement up here. So notice this range is tightening. We're trying to hold this trend line through here. a couple trend lines holding. I mean, if you look at the daily chart, this is the multi-year six-year trend line comes through there. We're pivoting around there, obviously, but I'm more concerned with this ascending trend line that comes through here. So 108.55. I mean, if that breaks, that's pretty bearish. If, not saying it will, I'm just saying if. Dollar index. So look at the dollar index and look at the bounce right off of the support zone. So let's go daily chart really quick. Now, do you guys see all this? That's the highs from 2009, 2010, 2018, the lows from 2020. And I mean, this is like just really critical support area zone, right? Notice how we just hit a new low and bounced. So that means this 89.50 is really important. Resistance right now, it's going to be this resistance, which would be 90.30. So $89.50. I want to put it in bearish, but I'm not going to, because for right now, this is a false breakdown. Gold and silver, and gold looks like crap. Sorry, Stelios.
Come on, it's okay. You can have a down day.
I won't talk about your precious silver anymore, ever. Just kidding. But silver is actually trading pretty heavy. I'm surprised that I'm surprised. One of the things that I want to say is that gold and silver didn't capitalize on this dollar weakness. I mean, I guess they have, but just if you really think, like, even the last couple of days, it's silver's, really floundering here. If we break this 27.15, that's the low here. That would be trendline support as well. I mean, that could be bearish for silver. So I'm going to go 27.15, and I'm going to put an asterisk there. I mean, we can't even get back above 28. So I'm going to write that down today. And then gold, I'll still write 1845 as being resistance, or I'm sorry, previous resistance, 1845. So that's current support. And while we're above it, we should stay bullish, but you can see the momentum is very lacking right now. Very. So I'm going to write down 1890, and just in case we break out, 1890 and then 19.25. So you never know. 1890, 1925. Okay. All right. So Stelios, there is the bias chart. It's finished now. And do you notice what's happening right now? The euro dollar is breaking down. The Aussie's starting to move lower. Dollar Canadian spiking up here. I mean, do we trust this dollar?
No, not yet.
Okay, so you don't trust this dollar weakness just yet?
Within the context of the day, not yet. No.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
I'm clutching on straws, trying to find something interesting, but really, for me, nothing. It's not yet is the answer.
It's what?
Not yet. I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, well, we'll see how today pans out. I think today we are flirting with some pretty big breakout areas as far as the dollar goes, and with other currencies as well. But I'm not convinced just yet. I'm not. So so Stelios, I'm going to let you take over. I know Steve is trying to get back here from a meeting, but I'm going to let you take over. I'm going to take a little bit of a break really quick, and then I want to thank everybody for being here. Stelios will take it from here. So there you go, bud.
Thank you. I will take
Thank
it.
you, guys.
I do see Steve, but he might not be here. I mean, unfortunately, I'm going to be repeating a lot of the things I said yesterday, but I don't see anything new, to be honest. I mean, there's been nothing to change the direction of the way things are going. And which way are things going? Well, the dollar is creeping lower and stocks are creeping higher. And really, the main test remains in DXY, this low here, 89.20 something, 21. So, unless that breaks, or when that breaks, I think then we might get a nice continuation. But the grind is still here, and this is a test. So if anybody, I said this yesterday, if anybody wants to take a short-term, pretty good risk-reward counter-trend trade, I think this is a pretty good spot to be picking, your favorite dollar pairs and trying to go long dollars. And your stop should be very well defined. And on the euro dollar, for example, we have these highs. This is what I had drawn. We never got there, but you have these highs here. You have this area there. It's not easy. That's why I don't have a position at the moment. I'm finding it very difficult to actually find a trade that's convincing. Obviously, intraday, if you're a scalper, there's many things you can do. But for me, we're just at this juncture where we have to make a decision one way or another. And sorry about that. And the cable is a very good example as well. There's a huge zone here, which we're right in the middle of it. So we broke this 10, 12 year, whatever it was, descending trend line on the weekly. And as soon as we broke, we just went straight from 134 to 141. So it was a very decisive move. But now here we're at the point where we have to make a decision. And unfortunately, I personally am not day trading, so I don't have a position on this. So this is something I'm watching. If we break, then I'm going to be going long. Same with Euro pound. I think once we get to test this level, which I think we will, 83 and a half, that's a very good place to be going, for a nice risk reward long. And I'm going to be doing that. But at the moment, all I have is my metals, my miners and all that, which have been doing well. And I'm just sticking with that. I'm not touching anything else. It's as simple as that. We saw that yesterday. I'll show it again today. This has been this has been a very nice technical move in the gold miners. We retested, boom, it just went. And yes, you're going to have a consolidation. It looks like we're building some kind of a, consolidating pattern here. I think we're going to go a lot higher. We're just going to probably do something like this and then break higher. That's what I think, especially if the dollar keeps weakening. So, that's the stuff I'm looking at. And I'm sorry, I keep, I repeat the stuff I said yesterday, but I have nothing new. Euro Norway was one, and dollar Norway, they were ones which I had been short. I took profits maybe a little bit early, but I did take profits. And Euro Norway, I'm going to wait to see any kind of risk off move. Norway is going to suffer. So my first level will probably going to be around 10.45, maybe 10.50 to be shorting that. And dollar Norway is the one that moves a lot faster than Euro Norway. So that's another one I'm keeping an eye on. But we're not there yet. We're not even close. So anywhere near 9, I'm going to be shorting that again. I think this spike The COVID spike, which Steve has talked about quite a few times in the past, this was probably a generational high. I mean, I doubt we'll ever see anything like that again. I know famous last words, but I don't think, barring some kind of ridiculous geopolitical event, I don't think we're going to see anything anywhere near that. And it was, look at these two weekly candles. I mean, they were brutal, absolutely brutal. Stocks, Bund, by the way, I got the notification. I remembered that. Bund, I took out my second half of my short. So that worked quite well. And, I took out half of it a few days ago. I took out the rest of the half today. So I have no position. I think we could well bounce here in terms of the Bund. So yields going lower, and the 10-year Treasury is also going lower. So, we seem to have hit a brick wall in yields, and, let's see how that goes. But I have no position in Bunds yet, and I would love to see another rally up towards, we still have a way to go, but anywhere above 175, 177, now I'm going to be shorting again. That's for sure. Equities, again, this is the big picture I'm looking at. I'm not a day trader. You all know that. What can I do with this? Absolutely nothing. It's I will never short this because it's just a one-way train, but I can't buy it either because of valuations are, in my opinion, just too high, and any kind of forward ratios you look at, or any kind of ratio you look at, it's we're too rich. So I'm just going to wait. If I don't trade equities, well, I don't trade equities. And to finish up, let's have a look at cryptos, the usual. Bitcoin was, we said this on Face, was disappointing. If you're a bull, you want to at least see this zone here being retested, 42, 43K. It really needs to get there, and it's really struggling. So that for me is quite a weak price action. If it starts dropping again, I mean, without even retesting this, I think we're going to go, damn, I don't know what the next level is, 30K straight away, and then we see. Ethereum is a little bit better in terms of price action. We had this, I drawn this ascending trend line. We had these two daily candles, which were, remember this one day where everything crashed, but we've managed to stay above this. So that looks a little bit more constructive, but still, it's all these cryptos, they're correlated, obviously. And if Bitcoin starts breaking below these levels, if it hits 30K, Ethereum is going to go with it. That's almost a given. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I am still looking at currencies and waiting for the dollar to make its decision, its move, because we're very close on quite a few pairs. And I mean, look at USD CAD, last one. That seems to be, look at that. It's exactly at those, or pretty much give or take 10 pips, at those lows of 2017. This is a very important level. And you know what the market might do. It's very probable that it's going to just go lower, go to like 119, take out every stop, and then bounce back towards, grind back towards 130, especially if the dollar is spiking for whatever reason. This is very likely. I've seen this so many times. You take every single stop, and then you just reverse. So be careful for this. It seems to be breaking, but be very careful when trading this pair. Anyway, that's all I had to show. I don't have anything else. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and we'll see you all tomorrow, and hopefully with Steve as well. So thank you, everybody, and see you tomorrow.